like seeing the creativity that you do put into your products because, as you mentioned, they are all very similar in one way or another. They do increase the length of the analog stick, but sometimes they're a basketball, sometimes they're a little skull and gear thing, perhaps inspired by the Gears of War series, or something inspired by Halo or Call of Duty.
Yep.
Do you have a team that keeps up on what the next big game is? For instance, do you have anything on planned for perhaps Skyrim, or do you have anything planned for Mass Effect, or any other kind of new up and coming or or established series with another big sequel coming out?
Yeah, so we do have a team that's focused on that, and again, we're not a huge company. There's not 100 of us running around here. There's just a handful, but that gives us the ability to stay really close to what's happening in the marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
So, we don't spend a lot of time deliberating and having meetings about having meetings. We actually meet and get things done, and that means people come to the table prepared for what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And so, one of our folks is in charge of listening to what's going on in the community, as well as just kind of doing some general marketplace research. And so they come back with what's hot, and we determine thumbs up or thumbs down whether or not it's a product that we want to pursue with a game title and or really kind of a niche.
Okay.
And good news about manufacturing in the States, while our products are not cheap, they're inexpensive in relative scope. That said, by manufacturing in the States, we also have the flexibility to make short runs of product,
Mm-hmm.
so we can customize products very quickly. So that's another component to what makes us successful.
I read some lengthy articles on the benefits of manufacturing in the United States versus manufacturing in giant companies in China.
Yeah, man, I'm a big fan of Made in the USA.
That was actually one of the main reasons you might want to manufacture in the U.S. While your costs might be a little bit higher, you do have the ability to make shorter runs, smaller runs, and you can change things faster if you want to make a change.
And you can get your hands on something that was prototyped yesterday within 2 days instead of having to wait several weeks.
Well, let me. You're busy, so let me ask you one more question, which is what's. And usually I ask a stupid question, but I'll actually reserve a good question for you, which is what's the next big product from Control Freak?
So I can't tell you.
Oh, that sounds exciting.
I know, and you know what? You saved a good question for me, but I have a really bad answer for you. We've got a bunch of stuff that's in the works right now. We've got accessories for our products that will be coming out here in the late spring, early summertime. And so, part of me doesn't want to say anything because I want to make sure that it's locked and loaded 100% in terms of time frame. One of the things of us being small is that we're doing it ourselves. We're not just outsourcing it to somebody else and saying, hey, thanks. We want to make sure that when we get the initial prototypes of the products that we're making, they're to the standards that we like, as well as just, we know that our audience would like them.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll give products out, we'll send you some stuff. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, we won't go out and just try to hawk something because we think that our name will get us some dollars. And so, we've got a few things that we'll send your way to get feedback. And the honest answer is we don't have any launches that I can tell you about officially. But I've got a bunch of things that are in queue that I would love to get your feedback on and your audience's feedback on as soon as we get it.
Well, we're always here for you, and I'm still waiting for my request, which is the Atari 5200 controller enhancement product, which would just replace the Atari 5200 controller entirely with one that actually doesn't suck.
Yeah, it's an interesting one to work on. We actually have this controller compatibility guide. One of our guys actually was just, we send him somebody out to Best Buy every month just to go and snap Control Freak products onto the controllers that are there.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't see the Atari there actually, and I'm surprised.
Yeah.
But sometimes we send it to there's a play and trade that specializes in these one-off uniques. So maybe we'll send them there and see if we can find one for you as retro.
Yeah, the 5200 is the one that really needs fixing. But I did come up with one other question. Then I'll let you run, which is, do you have anything planned for the emerging mobile market and the iPads and all that stuff?
So we have been thinking about that a lot, and so one of the things that we've been trying to figure out is, no disrespect to the current products that we've had, but we make widgets, right? And
Hmm.
so we've been really formulating this whole widgets to digits strategy, and incorporating that second screen. We know our audiences are very much, they have a laptop or a tablet open when they're playing, and we know that we can be part of that environment as well, instead of just being a thumbstick extension, you know, controller business. But our audience is asking us for that stuff, and so we won't just go off and do it because we think it's a good idea. We're going to get some real feedback, and then convert that into some product, or some service even that might be of use,
Hmm.
just vanity, for the audience that we've built. So
I think anything, just for my own opinion on this, anything that makes the iPad play games that originally would have been designed with controllers in mind or joysticks in
yeah,
mind is a benefit. So I'd love to see something along those lines, because I think
yeah.
I think it's the next
Have you
thing
seen
really.
those joystickers?
The joy. Now you know what, I'm actually a big fan of the iCade, but I've not used any of the things you put on. Once you have an iCade, you can just you don't need any of those stick-on things. That's my own opinion. I don't want to stomp on any ideas, but
There's a bunch of stuff. The question is, what path do you want to take, and ultimately, what do your customers really want? So you just got to make sure. We're trying to make sure that we're staying kind of on par with what our customers have created in terms of the brand and the business.
hmm.
We don't want to go off and do something just totally stupid, because that'll just make us look like a bunch of bums.
No,
So
your products have been consistent and they've been solid, and
good.
they don't make me better at aiming, but I suck at those games to begin with. I just like I'm enjoying playing Centipede back there with the trackball. That's really where I come from. I aim. I don't know. I like to run into things and stab though. I'm pretty good at melee, so I'll have to try the melee one and put a little more
Yeah,
emphasis on
we'll
the
say-
burning and stabbing.
we'll send you some CQPs. Too bad you can't network that Pac-Man or the Centipede.
Well, you can play two players on it. You just hit the two-player button, and then it's like the old-fashioned guy. We played these games, and there's
Cool.
got the Frenzy next to it. I guess the Control Freak Arcade Freak might work on the Frenzy, but it's already got a giant joystick, so
Yeah,
perhaps not.
maybe not.
Well, thank you very much, Ashish, President and CEO of Control Freak. And can you tell the audience where they can go to get connected? What's your Facebook, what's your Twitter, website,
Yeah.
etc.?
You can find us on Facebook. Obviously, just Control Freak. That's a K and two E's. And on Twitter, Twitter/Control Freak. And our products obviously are available on our website, on Amazon, and in the Microsoft stores around the country. So thanks a lot.
Well, thank you very much for your time, and best of luck. I always look forward to seeing what you guys have next. Chainsaw Freak. That's what you need.
I'm going to have to write that one down.
Absolutely. That'd be good for Gears of War. Just
Chainsaw.
yeah. Chainsaw Freak.
Have a good one.
Thank you. Talk to you later.
All right.